So you think we'd learn our lesson, but we're getting stuck in some deadly escape rooms again. Let's talk about Escape Room 2, Escape Harder, up next on the Entertainment Jungle. That's not really what it's called, but that's what I wish it was called. If this movie was made in the 80s, that's what it would be called. Ryan the Lion and myself, Cornelius, we went to an advanced screening of Escape Room 2, Tournament of Champions. This movie releases on July 16th. And I want to know what some overall thoughts are on this horror movie sequel.
Well, if you like the first one, I think you're going to like the second one. It's a lot of the same. It's quick. It felt insanely quick to me. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it.
I actually did too. I mean, for a sequel to a low-budget horror movie, to a horror movie that I actually liked the first one, surprisingly, this is pretty good. So, you're right. It is the same basic principle, but it was pretty good. I would say you might want to watch the first one before you see this.
Yeah.
There's some things that, will help you out. But my first question was going to be, was this a good sequel, and did it add anything from the first one, do you think?
I do think it was a good sequel. I mean, it basically picks up right where the first one left off.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's more of the same. Like, if you enjoy seeing these people in insane escape rooms, then
Yes.
you get more of that. It does expand on the universe a little bit. So, yeah, I think it was a good sequel.
I think so too. I mean, the first one of my kind of issues with the first one was the reasoning behind it wasn't really the best for me, the reason they were all in these crazy rooms. Mm-hmm. But it did add a little bit to, like, maybe the masterminds behind it. And, yeah, it was basically the same movie, but I thought there was enough that, it made it a decent sequel, in my opinion. But what I really want to know, which rooms were better, without giving too many spoilers, the ones from the first movie or the ones from the second movie?
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
That's tough. I actually think the ones from the first one might have been better. Because going into this one, I guess you already kind of know what to expect, what they're capable of. In the first one, it kind of caught me by surprise, like the extent that like they were able to pull off these rooms. I mean, obviously it's fake, it's a movie, but it was still
Yeah.
Just the concept, I think, was a little more novel at the time.
That's true. I mean, some of the ones in the first one, I was like, wow, they're in a giant building. I don't know. I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought it was cool. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this and you're going to go watch this movie, you've seen the first one. But yeah, the first escape room was a giant oven. Mm-hmm. That kind of sets the stage. You're like, oh, they're going big.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of top that. And there were some cool ones in the second one. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe the first one was better.
It was close. Like, I mean, it felt like the universe that they set up in the first one, like, it kind of then sets the stage that they could do whatever they want now. And they just they do expand on that in this one where, well, we did these crazy things. Here are other crazy things as well. It's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's crazier, but it's as crazy.
It is as crazy, yes. That's a good way to put it. So, the first movie was only made for about $9 million, and it made $150 million in the box office.
Good for them.
So, when any studio sees numbers like that, they're obviously going to make a sequel. I mean, there's no reason they're not. I think this is going to turn into like a Final Destination. Like, you're going to, if they keep making them, you're going to go in and you're going to see it for the crazy escape rooms, like you said.
Yeah, this could definitely be like a Final Destination Saw kind of franchise where it's just going and going and going, which, I mean, again, they can do that pretty easily with this because it's literally whatever idea you want to come up happening in one location. Like, you that could be a room now.
Yeah. I wanted to make a bold prediction, so if this makes money, it's obviously going to get a third one. So how far do you think it could go? What's your number?
I would say
Escape room.
I'd say 6. I think 6 is a good number.
Yeah, I was thinking around 6 or 7. It's always when they stop making money, and then they're gonna make that one that goes directly to like streaming or DVD back in the old days of VHS, direct to VHS.
Also, I think it works to their benefit that some of the young actors in this, they kind of unknowns. So they'll probably be able to hang on to them for a little while. It's not like they cast like big stars that are going to drop off after doing like 2. So
yeah, I mean, once again, no surprise, the main lead from the first one was in the trailer for this one, so she's in it a little bit. But yeah, I think they could take this pretty far as long as the interest is there, and we'll find out soon if the interest is there. The last thing I'm going to talk about is, I talk about this a lot, but this movie falls into a weird category that I created for myself, which was, I love movies that take place in one location.
Oh, you do.
I don't. It's because maybe the writer in me, it's like it's so hard to keep your interest in one location. But an escape room is perfect because there's stuff everywhere that you have to figure out with them. So this was like X amount of little movies for me. It was great. So, you know, I pretty much had fun.
And I did enjoy that they expanded on the idea of, in the first one, they found out the one thing that they all had in common was they were lone survivors. In this one, we meet some other characters where you learn that that wasn't the only kind of game that they were doing. Like, there was one where it was a bunch of priests.
Yeah, which was a weird thing, but that was kind of what I was alluding to with the story, which was they did add enough. You know, I get what they're now trying to do. I thought that part did make it better for me.
Yeah, and it did, you know, kind of add another little element to the universe that they created there. Of, oh, okay, so they just grab a group that have similar things and interests, and they're like, let's find out what happens with this one.
Yeah, a bizarre premise, but it works.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, 174 other people saw this advanced screening, so they all went on IMDb. And they gave their 2 cents. So IMDb so far, and this is really early, their rating is a 6.4 out of 10 already.
Okay. Which
is, I believe, the same, if not similar, like the exact, if not close to the first one. So people are liking it. So what about you, Ryan the Lion? What are your final thoughts, and what do you think?
Yeah, I think if you enjoyed the first one, if you enjoy that concept, it's a lot more the same. Like I said earlier on, this is a quick movie. It was, I think it's listed as an hour and a half. It didn't even feel that long. It felt like we were just over an hour in and it was pretty much wrapping up. So it's a nice, easy watch. I will say that I would have liked probably a little bit more if it was rated R. I think there were some things that they could have done that probably might have made it a little too gory or gruesome, but might have made for some pretty cool shots that they obviously couldn't do with a PG-13 movie. But overall, I thought it was enjoyable. I'm going to give it a 6.5 bananas.
All right, that's pretty good. And I don't know, for some reason, I like the fact that it wasn't that gory, but that was what I was expecting from the first one. So I don't know, I think they're trying to go for the not Saw audience, but maybe a little young. Maybe that's what they're trying for.
Yeah, like, I don't need it to be, like, over-the-top gruesome. It was just, like, there were certain scenes where, they cut away instead of you actually seeing what happened. And I was like, like, it probably would have made for a cool shot if you had seen what happened there. But it's PG-13, so you're never going to.
Yes, and there's one scene in the sequel that you will know we're talking about.
Yep.
I like this movie. I thought it had some cool moments. It had some cool escape rooms. It actually, a lot of things from the first one kind of came back, and a lot of things from the beginning of this movie came back. Like, I thought they did fairly well, once again, for a sequel to a low-budget horror movie. Maybe I wasn't expecting a lot, but I agree. It's a short movie. It's really fun. Me and Ryan Lion have the same brain. I swear to God, I put 6.5 bananas on my notes before we recorded this episode. So we're both at 6.5 bananas out of 10. July 16th, I say go check it out. It's a fun one for the summer.
Quack you next time.